the ones that are successful loved what they did so they could persevere when it got really tough. And the ones that didn't love it quit.
Happy birthday to you, cha cha cha. Happy birthday to you, cha cha cha. Happy birthday, dear Dad. Happy birthday to you.
Happy 30th birthday, BJ. Wish we can be there with you. We love you. Bye.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to BJ. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Happy 30th, man.
Happy birthday, son.
Yeah.
Posted in the cut, low pro, Nate Robinson ballin', D-Wade, Chris Paul, AI and him hooping. Where you been? Who, me? Overseas, rockin' shows, clockin' dough, knockin' hoes, smoking trees, pounds, euros, nouns, plural. Save the tough talk in your clowns are churros. Sweet boy, we got heat, boy, you a decoy, so please quit. My soldiers have been deployed to get destroyed, you in deep shit. Beastin', solid like Iron Man. And why that iron hotter? California creasing, LA, NY, been fly, been flown, in Rome, been grown, fuck boy, big zone.
First of all, I'd like to thank all y'all for coming. Y'all didn't have to come.
What's going on? What's up? What's up? We got the camera going on.
Hey, happy birthday, Bobby. Mwah.
Oh, man, happy birthday, Bobby.
I appreciate it.
You paid us all to come, so
Hey, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Bobby.
You know, I'm from Compton, born and raised, you know what I'm saying? Keeping it G overseas.
Say USA for the camera. USA.
Down with the USA.
Edit that out.
You would go to Ball and Drexel because the black chicks were the freakiest black chicks in the motherfucking world.
But I don't have my family or my friends I grew up with and stuff.
Oh man, me and Bobby go way back, man. You know, it's good to be out here and see them at the Big 3-0.
Hey, I'm here, brother. Oh yeah, you are. 14 hours of plane flights, brother.
And the white girls was there. And the white girls.
He's right there with
the black chicks were freaks and the white girls were like, you know.
Lucky Luciano, what they call me, Pisano.
Actually, in 10 minutes, I still would be 30, so I can actually still keep it on.
No, and back in the States, take this goddamn button off. It got me
I got 9 more hours in America. It's my birthday for 9 more hours.
I tell all my wino cousins to come to fucking Italy so they can get drunk. Nice. €2. Nice wine.
Y'all are my Rome family, so regardless, I'm happy. And, you know, whenever I think back on my 30th, y'all all gonna be there in my memory, so thank y'all, and you know, Bobby Joe.
My name is Darxia Morris.
Josh Childress.
Leemire Goldwire.
My name is Trevor Mbakwe.
Phil Goss.
Quintin Hosley.
Jimmy Barron.
I'm Aisha Sutherland.
My name is Bobby Jones. I'm 29 years old. I'm from Compton, California, and I attended the University of Washington.
Now everybody wants to know the truth about a brother named Quick. I come from the school of the sly wicked and the slick. A lot of people already know exactly where it's at, 'cause it's the home of the dragons and the cracks. Yeah, that's the name of my hometown. I'm throwing down in the town where my name is all around. The suckers just be having a fit, and that's a pity. But I ain't doing nothing but see my lyrics, I'm doubling up, improving the suckers that I can throw. I'm passing the natural 10 to 4 and 6 to 8 before I go. Yes, I'm definitely freestyling, all the while still profiling. Never tricks the DJ Chris that steals the show. So, yeah, that's how I'm living. I do as I please, you see. A younger brother that's up on reality, 'cause everybody knows you have to be
Growing up, I was born and raised in Compton, so from sports to schools, everything I did was Compton driven. I was raised in a 2-parent household. A lot of people in my neighborhood weren't as lucky. I knew that early on in life. Even though I had both of my parents under the same roof with me growing up, Compton still had plenty of negative influences that I had to deal with on a day-to-day basis. I had many family and friends involved with drugs and gangs all my life. When I was 10, my brother got killed. My older brother got killed in Linwood, a nearby city, off of some reckless violence. And then 8 years later, my best friend growing up, Kevin Blanchard, he got shot while driving his car late one night in Compton. So, you know, tragedy hits every family growing up. You know, you just, as a kid, you just hope that, you know, you don't have to deal with it too much. Compton made me who I am. It made me as tough as I am. It made me able to travel the world, travel America. And so I think all those things made me mentally tough as a child for later stages in life to where I can be put to the task mentally and be able to succeed and thrive very well. On the sports side of things, I grew up running track and playing basketball. And then I just kept getting taller and taller. And I was really good in track, but you know, I just kept getting taller and taller. And eventually my passion for track, you know, wasn't there anymore. And I focused all my attention on basketball after that, since, you know, I was pretty good, I was tall, I was fast, and, you know, I was a very good player in my age group growing up year after year. Went to high school at Dominguez High School, which was my neighborhood high school, but at the same time, it was well known for having a very dominant basketball program. And so it was only natural for me to go there. And my 3 years there, I played with Tyson Chandler. He was a year older than me. And we won 3 state championships, 3 CIF championships, and 1 national championship. Also well-known athletes that came from Dominguez High School, Tayshaun Prince, Cedric Sobalos, Brandon Jennings, Richard Sherman. After my junior year at Dominguez, I transferred to Long Beach Poly for basketball purposes. My senior year, I had a great year. I had great numbers. We were winning. We won CIF championship. I wasn't satisfied with my choices of colleges, so I waited to the late signing period, which is in the spring. I signed my letter of intent late in my senior year to attend the University of Washington. Lorenzo Romar had the job for maybe a week or two, and I was sold. You know, he's from Compton. We had a couple connections going on, and I took a chance to come here. You heard I was here already. Don't act like you didn't know. Lance told you. Lance just said I saw Lance like a couple hours ago.
What's up, Mr. Writer?
I'm good, man.
Mr. Journalist?
And with that, I ended up being Lorenzo Romar's first ever recruit here at the University of Washington.
Bobby's our first signee, coach's first signee.
It's a trivia question.
There is a trivia question. Who's the first player that Lorenzo Romar signed at the University of Washington?
At that time, it didn't mean a lot, but now, you know, 8, 9 years later, seeing all the success we had while I was there, and all the players that was able to come there after us.
Bobby was young, very young, but he was great. It was fun to watch him go from being a freshman to graduating as a senior, and being an awesome Husky in his 4 years here, and very proud to see the success he's had since he's left.
After my college career, I was gearing up for the NBA. At that moment, I wasn't a first rounder, but I had potential to maybe sneak into the first round. So, you know, I went to many workouts. I went to Portsmouth. I went to the NBA draft combine, and I was able to get drafted. I was an early second round draft pick to the Minnesota Timberwolves, but I also got traded to the Sixers that same night. After my rookie year in the NBA, I got traded to the Denver Nuggets my second year. I played Summer League that following season. I went to training camp with the Sacramento Kings. That didn't pan out. After that, I went to the D League for 1 season. I stayed there. I didn't get any call-ups. And then after that season, I decided that it was time for me to go overseas. This will be my 5th season playing in Italy, 2nd year in a row playing in Rome. I'm kind of used to this now, you know, being here just for the summer, and then towards the end of August, having to say my goodbyes, start packing up, get ready for my 9-month journey back overseas, and
You know, it's not something I'm used to, but it's something that, like I said, pays the bills.
Basketball Jones.
Virtus Roma Basketball Club has a huge history. This is like the 35th or 36th season in a row in First Division.
I really didn't know too much about the history of Rome basketball until I got there last season.
Before in Rome they had other teams like Blue Star or Sella Azzurra that played First Division, but Virtus Roma is definitely the most prestigious one. They also won one title in the league and one World Championship and one European Championship back like 30 years ago.
There's many previous NBA players that played in Rome, but the most recognizable name was probably Brandon Jennings. He came straight out of high school and played in Rome and then got drafted into the NBA.
Danny Ferry as a rookie or Brian Shaw when he was very young.
Harry Williams, Anthony Parker.
Dino Raja before joining the Celtics. Michael Cooper after his experience with the Lakers. And many others, NBA guys like, I don't know, for example, Gary Trent.
Even my college basketball coach, Lorenzo Romar, played a season in Rome. It goes to show how small of a world this is.
Ricky Mahorn as well.
Mahorn. Ricky Mahorn. Perché era sempre scherzoso, che gli piaceva giocare, era educato, mi rispettava e mi voleva bene.
So I think it's a club where tradition is huge, people know basketball, and Roma fans are not, only in soccer focused,
La stagione preferita è 90-91, Coppa Corac, con Raja, Mahorn, Danny Ferry. Quella è stata una stagione importante perché da lì è cominciato la mia avventura qui nella Virtus.
My first season here was a total surprise.
Last season in Rome, we had a really good year. A lot of people didn't expect us to be as good as we were.
We won 10 games out of 15 in the first round. We achieved to the final 8 of Cup of Italy. We even beat Cantu at the first round, reaching the semifinals. Then we won another 10 games out of 15 on the second round, make it to the playoffs. Won a Game 7 at the quarterfinals. We won another Game 7 against Cantu in the semifinals, and that was a total upset, comparing also the budget. And then, we meet Siena. That was definitely another level, and I think it was a glorious loss to the final.
The expectations going into this season, we have a new head coach, new assistant coach. Half of the players are new, so we're going to have to see how fast we can gel.
This year, realistically, the expectations let's say this, expectations to me are made by the budget, by the investment. So this year, realistically, expectation cannot be really bigger than last year. I hope we can continue steady till the end and still go to the playoffs and make some surprise and damages there.
With the first pick in the 2013 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select
just live a little dream every day. Just live a little dream every day. I'm wondering.
My process heading overseas was pretty long. I graduated from university. I played my last game. We lost in the second round to go to Sweet 16. And I spent the next few months preparing for the NBA draft. I was invited to all the NBA combines.
Then you go through the draft process, and it's just a check down list. All right, if this don't work out, then we're gonna do this, and we're gonna see if we get any veteran camp offers.
I worked out for 14, 15 teams. Unfortunately, I didn't get my name called. I played in both NBA summer leagues. And at the end of the day, it just wasn't my time, and I got some pretty good offers to come overseas and play.
It's basically just a check down list. If A, B, and C don't work, then you just go on to the next letter in the alphabet.
Now to the guys still trying to make it to the pros. Last day of the 62nd Portsmouth Invitational at Churchland High School, and that means one more chance for aspiring NBA players to make a first impression on visiting scouts.
Once I graduated college in 08, I didn't go to any Portsmouth or any senior type festivities.
Once the season was finished, I went to the Portsmouth Invitational Tournament. I played well there.
When I first came out of college, I didn't go to any camps.
I went to Vegas though for about 6 weeks, working out there with other pros or soon-to-be pros, college guys that was in the league already.
I went to one exposure camp in, I think it was in New Jersey, that my college coach set up.
I signed with my agent there, BJ Armstrong from Wasserman Media Group.
It was an agent that had the camp, so the agent, I signed with the agent after the camp, and he got me my first deal in Holland.
Then I played in the summer league with the Utah Jazz. It was a pretty cool little experience. My agent, that's when he was telling me about going to Greece and going to Athens and playing over there.
We're using the width of the lane, to do a short agility test. We're going to start them in the very center of the lane. We've got a photo cell in the middle. They're going to have to turn, touch the right line with the right foot, sprint back across the width of the lane, touch the left side of the lane with the left foot, and then sprint back to the middle. So basically we're using that width of the lane to do our agility in the context of the lane.
I didn't think I was going to get drafted. I wasn't a highly touted player. I got close, some say, but I don't think I was a drafted player.
I don't think any American boy had aspirations to play European basketball growing up compared to playing in the NBA.
Growing up, all I thought about was the NBA. I never even knew overseas existed.
I realized I wanted to play overseas or in the NBA. Either one was I realized that at an early age.
When I was a freshman in high school, that's kind of where I started to really respect how much you need to work.
When I was younger, and I was one of the better players in my area, so I knew I would have an opportunity to play professional if I just stayed focused, stayed out of trouble, and made sure I graduated.
College was my goal because my father was a Division I college coach. I was around his team every day, and for me to get to college, not only play for him, but to play at the Division I level was probably the biggest goal I had. I didn't really have a goal of getting to the NBA at that point.
In high school and college, I looked at playing overseas as a slap in the face. I saw that as guys who weren't good enough to make the NBA, and so they went overseas because they didn't have any more options.
I always knew that was a plan B type thing, but my goal was always play NBA. I was in a good situation that I always had my name was always out there. I played at a high Division I conference, and I played pretty well. So I always knew on the back burner that Europe was going to be an option, but my goal was always to play in NBA.
Do I think that now? No, but back then, I definitely saw that as a slap in the face. My career would be horrible if I end up going overseas. That just shows, how simple-minded I was, and I didn't really look at the big picture at that time.
Sports Radio 790 The Zone, continuing on a Thursday morning. A gentleman everybody in town I think has been waiting to hear from, and we'll hear from him right now. He's Josh Childress, and he joins us on the AT&T Zone phone on 790 The Zone. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Very good, sir. Right out of the gate, how much are the Atlanta Hawks responsible for the fact that you are now going to be playing your basketball in Europe?
I decided to go overseas as opposed to staying in the NBA, primarily because of the contract. I didn't have a contract offer in the NBA at the time. Basically, I was a restricted free agent, and my team told me, go out and find a deal, and we'll decide if we want to match it or, let you go. And, Olympiacos calls me with this amazing deal. Atlanta didn't want a match, so I went.
How you doing, Melvin?
I'm good, yourself?
You're still grinding here in the D-League at 35 years old. Just tell me, man, like, what's it like in the D-League?
It's pretty fun, man. I did play for Memphis during preseason and everything. I made all the way to the last cut, and it just inspired me to come out here and play hard, man. I think as of late, I've been playing my butt off.
Yeah, man, I've been watching you. You've been playing really, really hard. A lot of people have a big misconception of the D-League, like guys here can't play. Like, dudes here are talented. Could you talk about what the D-League is like as far as talent-wise, from a talent perspective?
Talent-wise, one thing I can say is it differs from team to team. Some teams are more complete than others, but as of a lack of talent, no.
Yeah, I played in the D-League for a year and a half. My first year after Greece and Bulgaria, I played in the D-League. I played for the Sioux Falls Sky Force.
I played a year in the D-League in South Dakota. It was a tough season there. It was cold. A lot of teammates didn't like me for whatever reason, and it was definitely a waste of a year of my professional basketball career. I could have made some money overseas.
I never played in the D-League. I didn't want to play in the D-League. I wanted to come over here. I think, for me, Europe it's made me a better person, a better man.
Now I look back at it, a waste of time because I didn't make any money. Only thing I developed was bad habits.
Seeing different cultures, different countries and stuff like that, and it makes your values change.
Now, if the D-League decides to, offer their players a little bit more money, then yeah, I would take a closer look at it.
It's over with for the D-League. For me, I'm too old. I feel like I'm too old. At some point, you start chasing a certain dream. I make pretty good money over here, and I'm able to take care of my son, take care of my family.
One of the reasons I decided to go to Europe instead of playing the D-League was it was a big financial reason. I have a 6-year-old son. I have a fiance, I have a family who expects me to provide for them, and the D-League, the money isn't really there. Right now in Europe, they pay pretty good money, and that was the biggest thing, was financial.
It's just not for me. I feel at this point in my career, it's just not an option, for me. And I feel you don't make enough to make a good living by playing in the D-League.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for giving us the ability to play basketball and all the wonderful incentives that come along with it, for bringing us all together for one common goal. We ask that you bless both teams and that nobody gets seriously injured. Have our team come out, play hard, smart, with energy, with patience, and most importantly, have fun. Continue to watch over our family and friends and those who we don't know. Forgive us of all of our sins and those that we will commit in the future. May the better, well-deserving team win tonight. In your name we pray, amen.
Hey man, losing is not an option tonight, man. So come out here and put 100% effort and let's get this win.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
One, two.
Fuck with me, you know I got it. Fuck with me, you know I got it. Sexy bitch, I hope she bout it. Come fuck with me, you know I got it. Fuck with me, you know I got it. Fuck with me, you know I got it. Sexy bitch, I hope she bout it. Come fuck with me, you know I got it.
Coach landed in Rome, nigga.
Giornata di ritorno del campionato, facciamo Bux perde il pallone. di Quintin Hosley, 5 punti per lui, piccolo mini vantaggio di Roma adesso dopo 4 minuti quasi esatti di gioco nel corso del primo periodo, 9 per Roma, 4 per Casecchio.
From my understanding, European competition goes as, you got your EuroLeague teams, which are, in a league of their own, financially, from a fan base standpoint, from a skill level standpoint, in my opinion.
The goal of every team is to participate into EuroLeague, which is the top competition that involves the top 2-3 teams per country.
They play in much bigger arenas. They have much more resources. That's the NBA for Europe.
Other, let's say, second 2-3 teams per country join Euro Cup,
which is basically like the next tier. Below that is, which kind of gets overlooked, is the Euro Challenge, which is kind of like the bottom part.
Travels are, intense because you gotta, take 2 hours bus and then an airplane and then maybe a train.
In college you're playing more games per week. Here, if you're not playing in EuroLeague, Euro Cup, Euro Challenge, one of the Euro things, then you're only playing 1 game a week.
So if you're not playing in Euro Cup, EuroLeague, or Euro Challenge, basically you're only playing 1 game a week. And for me, that's horrible, because then that means you have more practices, and practices in Europe are not. For me, they're not the funnest.
Over in Europe, I think they take practice a little bit more important. They value practice more than the States.
Practices are long and they're drawn out, and it could be a lot shorter.
We only practice once a day, which is not normal for Europe. We went hard in that practice, but everything was, trying to build a base, build a foundation, and then at the last point of the year, feeling good about it. So I know we were one of the only teams that I had heard of that had every week had a day off. And just, really try to take care of your bodies.
It's not saying the States don't value practice, but you got to remember the NBA, there's 3-4 games a week, traveling more. So there's less time to practice during the season.
One of the things that I noticed is that they try to be strategic in everything that they do.
They really pride themselves on practice here rather than as much as they do in the States.
The practices compared to college is shorter. It's not as intense. You don't really work on the things that is needed unless you work on it yourself.
The practices in Europe are a lot easier than the college practices.
The practices are long, but it varies from coach to coach.
The practices that we do have, they want to see us go 5-on-5 instead of having individual drills that work on your personal skill.
Practices can be annoying too.
Cause we definitely did some drills that was almost, for me, some of them was just so elementary.
It depends on your coach. I heard Serbian coaches are the toughest of all the European coaches.
It just seems like we'll do stuff now, it's just not relative to anything that we're doing. But now I've grown accustomed to it.
Some of the teams I've been on, you could be in morning practices for 2 hours running simple drills that you did when you was, a little kid running around. You'd be like, why am I doing this?
I may hear younger players, younger American players man, what are we doing? I don't even try to explain it no more. Let's just do it, man. Just get it over with.
You get frustrated when it comes to that. But you look at their game, a lot of players be able to do a lot of different things because they've been doing that since we big and still doing it today. Whereas in the States, we look at it as you got to do 1 or 2 things great and you're going to be fine.
The major difference is preseason from the NBA to Europe. Some European teams, my first year in Turkey, I had to fly over to Turkey August 9th. First game of the season was October 15th. So if you do the math, that's a little bit over 2 months
You know, the training camps are a little long and stuff like that.
Which, for me as a player, and I bet I could speak for almost every single international player playing abroad, that's outrageous.
It's not really work. I'm just doing something that I love to do.
But that's how it is. That's the business, and you know you got to try and you know do your best to work to your highest level within the confines of what they want.
Soprattutto psicologicamente, proprio per l'uso del tabellone da quella posizione che è difficilissimo.
Sbaglia poi Bobby Jones, ma grazie al lavoro di Laval, possibilità di andare ancora dentro da parte di Bobby Jones, alla fine mette a referto 5.
The competition here is good.
So from a competition standpoint, obviously the NBA is a league of its own, but I think Europe is getting closer.
A lot of these players that play in these countries are local players. If they was in America, they probably wouldn't get scholarships to college, or maybe low D1 schools or D2 schools or whatever.
I think I'm playing in one of the best leagues in Italy from what I hear, and that's one of the reasons I chose to come out here.
But since, you know, they're born in their country and they get to play out their career as long as they want, eventually they catch up to their skill level that they might not have reached early on in their life.
I would say that competition-wise, the top 3 countries right now are, of course, Turkey, because of the great budget.
Now every year it changes based on the money that a certain country might have.
Spain, Turkey, Italy.
I would say still Spain is really steady.
Russia right now, budget-wise as a whole, has the most money.
From my experience, I'll say that the ACB, which would be Spain, would be 1. Right now, I would say Italy would be 2. Before, it used to be Greece.
The number 3, for the tactical toughness, I would put Italy.
3rd, I would say it'd be either Turkey or Germany.
But don't underestimate Germany.
Germany is on the rise as well. You can't forget Germany.
Because it's growing a lot, and it's gonna be, if they continue like this, it's gonna be top league in Europe in very few years.
Before I came to Europe, I didn't know anything about the relegation rules, the roster rules, and you know, the business side of things and the scouting and all the hard work these European teams go through looking for the right Americans to bring to their team.
The relegation thing comes like this. Basically, every division is connected in Italy. It means that we have like 13 divisions from amateur basketball or, you know, bankers league or fireman leagues till first division.
After I did find out, it was way more complex than I thought.
So in theory, a small club of friends starting playing from 13th division and winning every league can get to first division. This doesn't happen in American sport.
So every season, the winning team in each division moves up, while in every division, the team that comes in last place moves down. So there's always swapping of teams in each division every season.
Of course, there is the NBA franchise system. You need to meet certain criteria. This is not the same here, or it's kind of lighter. But on the same way, from first division, you may end up to play with the amateur in 13 years. So it's a disaster as far as the contract, interest, because the fans are going to move. If they love basketball and you drop 3-4 division, they're just going to find another team nearby home and they're going to look at that, or sponsor as well, the next exposure.
So teams over here have to stay on their A game, because if they're not focused and trying to stay afloat, they can easily get sent down to the next division. And that means they lose sponsors, they lose fans, they lose the budget. Depends on how many more Americans you have on your team. So, you know, when players see these teams get so uptight and so nitpicky, it's because, you know, it's really survival of the fittest with these teams, because you can easily get sent down if you have a horrible season. Whereas, you know, in America or in college sports and NBA, when you have a bad season, you know you're always going to come back again the next season, maybe even stronger.
Players don't realize that the relegation system, which to me is a primary goal once I sign a rookie, to tell him what happens here if it goes bad.
So far, since I've been in Italy, every year the roster rules have changed, whereas in the second division, you're allowed 2 Americans and then 1 European international player.
So the eligibility, how we say that in Italy, in each country is different. In Italy we can choose 2 formulas, 5 Americans and 5 Italians. Sorry, 5 whatever and 5 Italians, or 3 Americans, 4 Bosman or Cotonews, and 5 Italians.
And after that, every division after the 2nd division is strictly the local players of that country. There's no more Americans you can have on your team.
And like most countries, there's a rule against a certain amount of Americans you could have on a team or on a roster.
Some other countries, they are more free. Like Germany and France, they just do 6 whatevers. Means that if you're not German, it doesn't matter if you are from Lithuania or from US.
Is we got, 7 Americans, 3 or 4 of us got passports, and it wouldn't be possible for all of us to be on the same team if we didn't have European passports.
In Spain and Italy, the Cotonou passport is very important because it allows more players to get their jobs and gives them way more opportunities in order to end up playing, I think longer.
Like I played in Macedonia last year, and one of their rules was like one of their young guys have to play like the whole first half.
I've been offered to get passports from Africa, for instance.
They say an average player with a European passport, your value can go higher.
Well, I required my passport after my 3rd season. My agent knew a couple of connects overseas and asked me would I be interested in acquiring my passport.
If you're an underpaid player, your value can increase because you are a European in certain countries.
Oh, I was able to get the Nigerian passport. My dad, he's Nigerian.
For a guy that's has a name and that's is making decent money, it's really no value. It's really you have more longevity.
I'm in the process of getting a Guinea passport.
I think it's a good formula for us to improve our level of scouting and makes GMs think more.
Tomasini, c'è spazio, vuole andare fino in fondo Tomasini, stoppata, arriva Nicola, area di Marco, e poi verso il canestro, 4. Lo sbaglia, una certa sotto difficili lunghezze, il primo quarto così da parte.
The fans and the atmosphere at the games are unreal. I know the craziest thing I experienced was in the finals of the Greek League. We head out onto the court, or we're heading out onto the court to try to warm up, and then they hold us back. They say that the refs had to shoot tear gas in the arena because the fans were too rowdy.
Usually you have, 2, 3, or 4 teams per country that have that type of fan base that separates themselves from the rest of the pack. Now, usually these teams they also have soccer clubs. So their fans are used to, being rowdy, showing great support for the team.
The craziest thing I seen some fans do when I was in Turkey, because they got some crazy fans. They lit a bomb, like a smoke bomb, in the game, and the security came over, like not the security, the police, like the SWAT team or whatever came over and started beating on the fans.
I've heard other crazy stories. I've heard grenades being thrown on the court.
When I was in Israel, they had an actual bomb, like a little, not like a firecracker, but like something, like I don't know what it was, but they threw it at the crowd, and the security guard went to go pick it up, and it blew his cut like 2 of his fingers off.
When Panathinaikos and Olympiacos play, these are 2 rival teams in Greece. You'll see fans shooting fireworks. You know, you got Panathinaikos' fans on one side, Olympiacos' fans on the other, and they'll shoot fireworks back and forth at each other, bottle rockets. So, you know, sometimes it gets out of control, but, you know, they're very, very passionate over here.
Palla in mano, Tomasini, vediamo se gioca 2 con Michelori, no, va da Scott, poi Vitalis per Scott in allontanamento da 2 punti. Goss per Bobby Johnson, non ci pensa su, il tiro da 3. Tutto da rifare, Menotti e palla in mano, ultimi 2 minuti del secondo periodo, mordente. Vuole il blocco di Hosley, va da Brooks, 1 contro 1 di Brooks contro Bobby Johnson.
Projected lottery pick in next year's NBA draft, most likely the best newcomer in the college game this season. He's now decided to take those talents internationally. What has led to this stunning decision by the Phenom?
Jordan, you said it. This is a stunning decision from Emmanuel Mudiay. Multiple sources confirmed earlier that he was going to bypass college and head overseas and pursue a professional career. Larry Brown has since confirmed that on Twitter. It's an interesting choice and one that I think Emmanuel Mudiay could have some success with, though it is surprising. We haven't seen a guy in high school basketball do this since Jeremy Tyler. Brandon Jennings was the one that kind of started the trend, but those are the only 3 high-profile guys that have done this. So certainly a surprising and interesting choice for Emmanuel Mudiay.
Now this young man has a tough decision ahead of him.
Yep.
Either he could have went to junior college and applied maybe to another university or went to SMU, but to take $1.2 million in China, do you think it's a smart move?
I think it's absolutely the right move. This gives him a chance to not only be exposed, but also to put away $1 million. That's a lot of money for a teenager.
The contract of the American player is spread up in a different way depending on which country he ends up.
If you go about the right way, you can save a lot of money playing overseas. In terms of contracts and your ability to save money in Europe versus America, it's way easier to save in Europe.
Bigger teams, bigger organizations, depending on what country, you'll have to pay taxes within that country yourself from what you make.
For some other countries like Russia or Greece may use big signing bonuses for this purpose, or a big release compensation, always to skip some fiscal, let's say, problems.
Other teams will, based on your contract and how it's written, will take care of the contracts themselves.
If let's say your contract was $250,000 and that's net. So that means you're banking that. You're not paying taxes off of that.
So all the money that you make will technically be tax-free.
When you sign these contracts, the teams always give you an apartment for free. They give you a car for free. So unless you have a car and a house to pay for in America, that's, you know, we're not putting that in, but you're not paying to live in a house, you're not paying to drive a car, you're paying for gas, and then you pay for food.
When you're a U.S. citizen, depending on what state you live in, and you come back to the States, you still have to file to Uncle Sam.
Whatever that country, the taxes are in that country, it offsets it in the U.S. So for me, in Greece, I ended up having to pay like 15% on my American contract, 15% in America, whereas, you know, being an NBA player, you're paying, you know, 43 to 47% in taxes. So that alone is a large chunk of money.
You want to make money, you double your money up. You play in WNBA first, and then you get another check overseas.
The most that an American player made overseas, I think it's something like 2 million US net.
The highest I've heard of a player getting paid, of course, would have to be, boy, I think Josh Childress was up there. I don't know the amount, I mean, for sure I don't know the amount, but I think he was the highest paid player.
In 2008, I signed a 3-year, $20 million deal for Olympiacos.
The highest I heard was like $200 a month. And I'm like, yeah!
Brittany Griner probably get $300,000 for about 4 months.
The lowest I've heard, probably...
Maybe just not even 1,000 in leagues like Switzerland or Iceland.
For imports, maybe like 1,000 a month. And that was in like another country though, like maybe like Denmark or something like that.
My first contract, you out there, I would like 20,000, 20-something thousand. Shit.
Don't have to worry about housing, for the most part, food, car, you know, so, and then on top of that, you don't spend as much. You don't have the family aspect, you don't have, you know, a lot of guys, when they go out over here, they spend a lot of money. It's harder to find clothes over there, so you generally don't have to buy as much. You know, and so if you spend time overseas, it's so much easier to save money. And you know, you're able to come back home with a nice chunk of whatever it is that you made. Now, it's going to be late, but you're still going to come home with a nice chunk.
Have I ever gotten paid late? Yes.
Hasn't got paid late in Europe.
In terms of payment, I would say that I never got paid on time.
Definitely done got paid late. Definitely done got paid late. Like, I done got paid late to the point it's almost the norm.
You might get paid on time, but you might not get paid on time. More than not, you probably won't get paid on time.
Nobody's getting paid on time, you know, especially in Italy.
It's the European way. That's just how they do things. You know, you could expect your check to be late time to time, but no, I don't think it's fair. You know, in the States, I think if you're expecting the payment, you're gonna pretty much get it on time. But here, you know, kind of fluctuate. You might get it a week late, 30 days late, maybe 2 months late. But
have I heard of players sitting out? Yes.
I started out a practice because my money was late or whatever, but I wouldn't do it now. I wouldn't do it now unless it was just, you know, 2 months, 2 or 3 months. You know what I mean? But a month late, that's almost normal now these days.
The latest that I was paid was probably somewhere between 2 and 3 months. And from what I've heard, that's good.
I mean, I've heard a situation where people ain't get paid 3-4 months, man, and they still playing.
I know some guys who played a whole season, their team made it to, you know, the EuroLeague Final Four, and they still were, you know, 6, 7, 8 payments behind. You know, but that's just a part of the experience over there.
They should pay the players. Players need to be paid.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Stuff do happen and stuff too. You know, sponsor money could be late and everything, but the most important thing is just honesty.
I mean, there's teams that, you know, just because of their financial situation and the economic crisis that, you know, go 3, 4, 5 months without paying guys, sometimes years.
They spend the money because they have their own things to pay, but then the club has no money, and it's like a bad circle.
Especially if their team is not in the league anymore. You can't go up to FIBA and say, I want to sue this team. If they don't have a team no more, you can't get your money. So basically, you just don't get your money at all.
FIBA, to me, is an organization that tries to govern everything.
I'm actually about to go to FIBA right now for some money that's owed to me, so I'm about to go see how that whole FIBA situation works out.
And from the different leagues that you play into each country to the European market and the European competitions, all the way to the Olympics and the World Cup.
And some people have it in their contracts, like if I don't get paid after 25 days, like I'm released from the contract. So people take that out and go to other countries.
I heard certain other countries pay on time, like Germany and France.
For sure, Germany and France, because they have rules in their league, which allows the league to find the team.
Germany is, from a law standpoint too, is very, very similar to the States.
They pay like clockwork over there.
This is my apartment. So 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. It's not one of the best apartments I had so far overseas, but it's definitely not the worst.
Living in, car arrangements are pretty, usually they're pretty decent. I've had some very nice apartments.
Spain, Spain, my second year was the cream of the crop for me.
If you notice, we got this bad boy right here. As soon as you walk in, you're gonna see why in a little bit why I have this refrigerator, because the one we have in the kitchen isn't so big. So this is where I have my fridge. I don't really have nothing in there, so I'm not gonna open it like cribs.
3 bedrooms, wraparound patio overlooking the city.
I had a penthouse apartment overlooking the little bay area we had in San Sebastian.
When I got over here, the living situation is not what I really expected.
My worst apartment would be in Turkey.
This is my dining table. I really don't eat here. I put all my junk, but I cleaned up just for y'all, obviously, so I could show my mama and them. I can't have a clean apartment once in a while.
It was pretty awful. Like it was no hot water all year.
My first year in Turkey, I did not have an apartment for the first 2 or 3 weeks.
So most of the time I had to shower at the gym.
I actually slept on one of my teammates' couch for that time.
This is my workstation slash where I eat, where I watch my TV shows, where I write. It's my office. This is where I spend all my time, right here on this couch. I'm a couch potato, but I'm a productive couch potato, so keep that in mind. I do everything here, right here on this spot.
Since I have a family with me, I was kind of put in a spot that I really didn't have the biggest room.
Old modern type stuff, my internet barely worked.
I have a 6-year-old son who kind of sleeps in the living room.
I got my internet information, passwords, the address to my gym, just in case, fax, telephone, our team, numbers, coaches, front office people. I got my special calendar. It was custom made by a friend. Got my daughter and stuff on there, me and my daughter. It was a nice little Christmas gift.
I hated going home. Like, I never bought nobody back there.
I got my nice little HD TV. I had some really bad TVs before, so they gave us these last year, but the TVs we had when we came in here was really bad, so they hooked us up a little bit with that.
The ceiling was almost just as tall as me, 1 bedroom. Like, it's a tough place to live.
I got my little block of my family over here. I learned over the years to have pictures up. It makes you more comfortable, it puts me more at ease when I'm back at home, so I can see these things and little reminders of, my family. So for the first couple years, I didn't put nothing up in my house. I felt like I was in basketball jail, but now, I'm more accustomed, and, I gotta make my home no matter where I'm at in the world. So it helps me, get better from day to day.
I had no AC, and this is like the end of the summer, but it is scorching outside. No AC. I just got like the little small fans blowing on me. Like I'm laying head first into it. Like,
come on, down. Nothing special. Got the window looking off on the street. Got my bed. Got my hamper here. Got my chair. I just sleep here. I don't do nothing else here. I don't watch no TV. Obviously, there's nothing in here. But yeah, that's where I sleep.
Thinking back, I don't know how I got through it, but it was really awful.
Some of y'all should know what this is. This is a bidet. I've never used this so far, but a lot of people, you do that European thing. They like to wash their nooks and crannies every other time throughout the day. So they like to be clean, which is good. So that's the bidet, my toilet, my my sink, got my workstation, my clippers, and my edgers. It's not a great view, but it's outside. I got some nice stuff up in here. Got a lot of ranch, barbecue, seasoning, some cake mix, macaroni and cheese. I don't really cook in there a lot. You know, I can cook, but I rather prefer ordering out restaurants after practice, picking it up, coming back here, eating. You know, I'm not a big dishes guy either. So only thing I do cook is breakfast. I love breakfast, so I make sure, you know, I got my bacon, eggs, bagels, sausage, and all that good stuff. But like I said, this is pretty much it, man. You know, it's nothing special, but you know, for 9 months out of the year, this is basically, you know, where I live, and you know, this is how I get by.
Everything that's came with the job has been pretty good, but in the future, I definitely would try to get a bigger spot for me and my family.
So yeah, this is my Seat. Seat, it's spelled S-E-A-T. So in America, it'd be seat, but over here they pronounce it Seat.
My first car they gave me in Greece, it was like a yellow two-door. Like, it was just like, how can I drive this, man? Like, it's bright as hell. Like, everybody gonna see me. Like, how could you expect me to ride this car, man?
Car situation, that same season, I didn't have a car, so everywhere I got around was by taxi. So it was really difficult.
It's pretty nice though. I got my GPS, it has the Bluetooth, so it connects to my iPhone. And I got my playlist set up, so you know, I'm bumping my music. It's up to date. It's the most current car for the edition. So I mean, it's pretty nice, man. It's very nice actually. It's probably one of the best cars I had.
In Italy, I always had pretty decent cars, but you know, I wasn't driving back home.
Driving in Italy is, at first, it can be very difficult and very alarming.
Driving here in Italy is something that's crazy.
Driving here in Italy, for me, it's like being at home. I like to drive fast. I like to duck in and out in traffic. I like to park in legal. I like to do legal turns. Not in America, but over here I do. So I mean, I'm right at home. But it's funny when I have my family or friends visit, and they're in the car with me, and they're like, "Man, these people are driving fast and doing this and doing that." You know, in America, you know, you consider a crazy driver, but over here, it's just how they do it. This is normal for them.
You'll have motorbikes or motorcycles that weave in and out of traffic.
It's frustrating, you know, that once you drive, it's crazy, and you can hit by any moment.
They'll expect you to stop for them in any situation because they feel like they have the right of way.
This is the ultimate saying, like, when in Rome, do as Romans. Because the way that the Romans drive, come on, man. You can't be a casual driver. You got to be like Debo out here. Like, you got to just take stuff.
See, look at this. We got a lady on her scooter right in the middle of the street. She's just cruising, doing her thing. Like, she ain't got no worries in the world, man. So there you go. You won't see this in America, people. I promise you that much. There's no way. I'm just gonna wait till I get my chance to go around her.
They park anywhere they want to park.
So you got 100 cars in the same spot and blocking you in. Like, it's crazy. The parking is unbelievable, man.
You know, a lot of things that drivers over here can get away with that if you did in the United States, you might have your license withdrawn from you.
There's definitely some pros and cons with it, but it's definitely different, a lot different than the way we drive back home in Minneapolis.
Shevchik, attenzione al tiro da 3 punti di Shevchik. Adesso contro Brooks dopo il cambio difensivo. Ci prova anche Hosley, incredibile. Incredibile, anche Hosley, tutti segnano da 3 punti. Tutti segnano.
I had about 5 or 6 different coaches since I've been playing in Italy. One thing they do is scream a lot, and you know, if you could block that out and just listen to what they're saying and not how they're talking to you, you know, without them disrespecting you, you know, it's not a problem.
The coaching overseas is obviously it differentiates from coach to coach. Some coaches like to control things a little bit more than others. Some coaches are more open to change.
It kind of depends on the coach and the situation, but I definitely think for sure they expect you to be the workhorse.
Bobby Johnson recupera il pallone, poi lo riperde. Brooks da 3 punti! Jeff Brooks! La pesca dalla spazzatura! Jeff Brooks! Attenzione, Scott da 3 punti,
The main differences between American basketball and European basketball, the first is athleticism.
I feel like the guys in America are much more athletic than the guys in Europe.
You know, the NBA is way more athletic, you know, but from, I think, a team basketball standpoint, Europe is probably better.
It's a lot more technical over here. You really have to use more of your fundamentals.
European ball is team-based. Make the extra pass, run the sets.
In the NBA, you've got defensive 3 seconds, the court's wider, the court's bigger, so there's a lot more spacing to attack. So the rules of the game tie into, you know, allowing your best players to take advantage of their skills. Whereas in Europe, you could play zone, you could fill up and clog the lane, more driving lanes aren't like they are in the NBA, so the game has to be more team-oriented.
I think some Americans do not adjust playing overseas because they miss their family. They don't want to adjust to their culture out here. It's very different from America.
Man, Russia was difficult for me, man. It's being in the cold, waking up every day, just snow everywhere, the language barrier. But, you know, I learned from it, and it made me a better person.
My first year was tough because of that. You know, my second year was a little better, but, you know, that was a big adjustment. The speed of the game, the coaching style, you know, all that stuff was tough.
It's tough. You know, some guys, you know, they just can't get adjusted to just living in a foreign country where they don't speak the language or they don't like the food.
A lot of America's mindset is like, you know, they over here, but they really don't want to be over here.
I've been in that position. Like when I was in Poland, you know, the food was terrible. You know what I mean? Or no disrespect to, you know, Poland or whatever. Thank y'all for allowing me to display my talents in y'all country, but the food was terrible.
What it takes to be successful here is to feel happy for the living that you're making. So you must love the place, the food, the mentality, the culture, and the habits.
You've had a fairly varied career both in Europe, with the D-League and the NBA. How much has that helped you grow as a person and as a player?
It helped me grow, definitely mature. Being by yourself a lot, you learn a lot about yourself. So playing overseas really helped me. And it's the maturity to continue to work on your game and learning what it means to have hard work.
I definitely do not think all NBA players can succeed overseas. I feel like it takes a specific kind of a player, really one who can accept being a role player and kind of stepping into, you know, having to be coached.
I've seen a lot of Americans play high-level Division I and come over here and struggle, and I've seen some guys that play, you know, mid-majors and come over here and really thrive.
I don't think all NBA players can succeed in Europe because, one, it's a different style.
Talent-wise, there is no NBA player, maybe just the top 4 or 5 players can come out here and dominate. Otherwise, let's say even a very good NBA player would be surprised by the level of organization on the court and physical toughness that EuroLeague games have.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the NBA have the best players in the world, but, you know, the guys who are on the bubble of the NBA or struggling to make it into the NBA and come overseas, don't think it's going to be a cakewalk where you're just going to be getting 30 or 40 every night, because that's not going to happen.
More recently, you spent some time in Italy. How was that? Was that slightly more easier, slightly more Western culture for you?
Definitely. I loved Italy, man. It was very easy. The people were great. Easy to adjust there, and I had fun. Yeah.
Rome as a city, I mean, for me, it's perfect, especially being in the first year that I've been married.
I'm appreciative of where I'm at, but it won't really sink in until I'm really older and I can really look back and say, wow, I did live in Rome.
I'm Roman Catholic. I went to Catholic school my entire life, so I don't think there's a better city in the world to be in.
Rome's a really nice town. It's, there's a lot of history, with the Colosseum, Vatican City.
I see the Colosseum, go to Rome, go to Florence, and see things that you usually don't see when you're at home.
Be able to go 10 minutes and see the Colosseum where so many things, historic things went on.
I love it here, man. I've come to Rome, I go to Milan, go to all the major cities and just have fun.
I always wanted to travel, even, as I was a kid. I didn't know I was going to be doing this much traveling, but I'm happy that, this is the path God decided for me to take. And, I'm just going to milk it as long as I can, because when I'm done playing, there's no coming back from that. You can be a musician, you can retire from music, but you can always come back because those are talents, skills that you can always use. Once you're done being an athlete, Father Times kick in. You better make sure you take advantage of this great opportunity God give you these talents to, make the best of it while you're still young.
Basketball Jones.
Where you from? LA. Yeah, New York. Bobby, what's your name?
James. What's your name again?
Bobby.
Bobby, that's me. What's your name, brother?
Will. That's my boy Will. He's helping me film a documentary here.
Oh yeah? About what? Life Rome?
American basketball players playing overseas.
I should not be listening.
Nah, well, this is the nightlife portion of the documentary. It's the truth, man.
What do you love about Rome?
Be honest, man. Speak your mind.
The nightlife. It's amazing. I get drunk every night. It's great.
The nightlife is, it's crazy in Europe, especially being an athlete and all.
Once I was done playing over there, I stopped going out over here in America just because of how much better it is.
I heard it's very good. I've been out a couple times.
I was in Greece, so maybe my opinion is skewed.
Nightlife in Rome, from my perspective, is very nice.
There's a Campo di Forte. There's a bunch of bars and restaurants in a nice little square close to the Colosseum. These were massive clubs on the beach. They're going till 4, 5, 6 in the morning. There's Trastevere, which is just like Campo. Bars, restaurants, a lot of street performers at nighttime. Everybody's dressed up nice, the music's good. It's just a different vibe. I felt like when I came back to the States, everything was kind of like a cracker box and, it's sweaty and, it's just different. There's a bunch of those places all around Rome, but those are the two that I go to frequently.
Look, I want you to focus on this guy here, real quick. This is the man here. He represented all the basketball players from America here in Rome.
I'm totally pro the nightlife, but it's important to handle that safely.
Some players, need to go out and need to get away and clear their minds in order to play well.
You're not always gonna have a good game. You're not always gonna play as well as you want to play. So sometimes you need to go out to have fun, relax. Listen to some music.
I'm young. I'm single. I mean, why wouldn't I go explore a new country that I just moved to or never been to?
There are guys who they just overdo it.
One thing you got to do is be professional out here if you want to play for a long time and be successful. You got to be professional about how you carry yourself on and off the court.
I like to go out too. I just can't do it 4 days in a row. Like out. I just can't do it.
I'd rather just, go to a little bar or something like that, and then when it's time to turn up, I go out.
But then there are some guys who never go out. Just sit in the house, sit in the room. They might even have a girl and they just be bored together. And I think that's just the ultimate demise of your relationship.
I'm the Kobe Bryant of beer pong, FYI, no big deal. Except a lot whiter. And less sponsored by Nike. But I'm healthy.
It's easy to get labeled as a nightlifer more than a basketball player, and then that's going to affect your earnings, your career, and it's never good to be labeled.
If you lose a game or lose a couple games, a team might frown on going out because they think that, we need to focus a little more on and off the court.
If you're losing, no matter if you're playing good or not, if you're losing, the teams, the fans, they expect you to stay out of sight.
Other teams might not say too much about it. Every team is different. I've been on both types of teams.
There are places where our fans take it very bad. So after 2-3 losses, you should not be seen around. That's in Italy.
It's a fine line, and you just gotta be careful when you go out when you're losing a lot because they just want to have a reason to point the finger at you. So you just gotta be smart.
I'm the kind of player I like to put my teammates in the game, so I gotta fall off a little bit so they can shine. But it came through. Teamwork makes the dream work, man. Hey, teamwork makes the dream work.
They don't understand, but it is what it is. So they should quickly try to understand and be comfortable with this, because if it's too much of a problem, losing 3 games and not going out, then you should not stay in Europe.
This is where we're at. I don't know, I can't remember the name, but it's right down the street from the Vatican. And they have a bunch of all the popes in here, all the popes that's been popes. They have I don't know how many of them they are, but they have water paintings of them, and it's pretty cool. This is like my go-to Italian spot I go to. It's not so far from my house, but it's still, they treat me good. They give me a little discount as well, and they make my food pretty fast. So they show me love, so I keep coming back and I show them love.
The food in Italy is unbelievable.
The food here is good.
It's the best country I've been to as far as food is concerned.
I'm a little tired of pasta, but the food's good more or less.
They're known for having good food, so I definitely can't complain about the food here.
My favorite Italian dish is ravioli with ricotta cheese and spinach inside.
So far, probably penne alla vodka.
Penne alla vodka.
Carbonara pasta, penne.
Pesto pasta.
My favorite Italian dish is lasagna.
My favorite Italian dish is carbonara.
So here it is, carbonara. As you can see, we got the cheese sauce, the chopped up bacon. Milk was in it at some point, but it's all cooked and mixed up together. And cheese, got the cheese over here. I'm gonna sprinkle a little pepper in it. It's like a little bit of heaven, man. As you can see.
But you got to be careful too, because all the pasta that you serve over here, you could pack on the pounds real easily.
I had to stop eating it, man. It was so good. It started putting weight on me. I had to cut back.
The people here in Italy, they're nice to me. I don't have no problem with them.
For me, they don't stare as much as other places, so it doesn't bother me at all.
The locals over here, they're very nice. They're just like any other European country I've been to, European country.
I think it changes from country to country.
From Turkey and Russia, their mentality is a little bit different than you would get in a European country.
I think it depends, man, from country to country. Cause my worst experience, as far as like how they treated Black people, in my opinion, was in Bulgaria.
I think the Europeans or like the
and in Macedonia, man. Like I tell people all the time, like I met some cool people in Macedonia, but when I would walk through the city, it's just how they would look at you, man.
When they see us, it's like they stare at us like, where are they from? Who are they? You know, this and that.
Like they would look at you not like you're a human, like it's just like they're looking at you like you're a freaking monkey or something. Like this monkey can freaking stand up.
My friend, Kula man. Where are you from?
Los Angeles. From Minnesota.
From Africa also.
I feel like maybe Africans have given a bad rep here, and so they look at us and they see, okay, you're close to an African, so we're gonna judge you the same as they were judging them.
I think the people can be rude at times, but anybody can, so I mean, it doesn't bother me at all.
Some people aren't so fond of blacks being in their country making money.
If I'm there for entertainment, to entertain you, it's okay.
That's why I think they think that, you know, we're just athletic, can jump high, run fast, can do little things like that.
Basketball Jones.
Hello.
Can you give me like a storyline? Like, do half the people like each other? Do they not like each other? Are they all friends? Are they all like on vacation?
They're all friends, and they're all on vacation because they don't have school.
Ah, so just like you, they're on winter break, and they all went on a vacation. Where did they go on vacation?
Oh, they're not really going anywhere on vacation. They're just pretending their house is a place for vacation.
If I had one thing that I dislike about being overseas is being away from my son.
Is it going to be a place where it's really warm, really cold? Is it like in the forest?
It's summer.
Summer, so they're on the beach. It's a beach house.
I wish me and his mom could have, you know, worked it out and still been together, but that's the one thing that I hate about it. And I think about it often. I try not to, but I think about it often because, you know, I grew up without my dad.
Well, I just knew one of the first things when I come to Europe, I wanted to make sure that my son was in a good school. And I was able to put in my contract, the team was able to find an American-British school.
Can you guess how long we've been Skyping without looking at the computer?
I don't even know how to do time.
Okay, well that's even better. Guess.
About 10 minutes.
No, we've been Skyping longer than that, babe. I'm a part of her life, you know, the best way I can, but at this moment, you know, there's no difference between me and a guy that went to jail that can't see his daughter, you know. I know I love my daughter, I get to Skype with her, but literally I think on the surface, like, what's the difference between me and him? He's not around his kid, I'm not around my kid.
2 hours a week he's learning Italian, so he's able to learn 2 different languages at the age of 6, and not many kids his age are doing something like that.
It's higher.
15.
Higher.
100.
No, that's too high. It starts with a 3.
33.
That's pretty close. We've been Skyping for now 38 minutes.
I wanted to be there for my son, even though I'm not there because I'm working, you know, but I'm not there for him like I want to be. I Skype with him, talk with him. You know, his mom send me videos of things that he's doing, and I'm able to talk to him. And he can't wait for me to come home for the summer. But it's the hardest part.
Every time I see her, she's in another phase of her life. She's 9 months older, and as a kid, and you get older, that's a huge difference. I won.
No, I won.
No, I won this time. Sorry.
I am your face.
Ooh, you look like my face. So.
No, I mean, like, I put my picture on your face.
Oh.
So you don't have to do one of those.
I put my picture in your face too. Look. Oh, just moved over. Oh, nope. Whatever. You're so cute. You know that, right? Yeah, even when you do that, it's all good. Still cutie. Yep, still cutie. Still a cutie. You know, I wish I could have better prepare myself to have kids or have my kids here with me.
My son has definitely had an advantage, you know, being 5 or 6 years old and be able to, you know, learn 2 different languages, see a whole different world, a whole different country. You know, he's been all through Italy so far, and things that he might not remember at a later date, but it's definitely helped him so far.
I don't ever regret my son, but if I'd have knew that this is how my life was going to turn out, I wouldn't have had a son, because being away, like, it's just tough, man. It's the hardest thing to deal with.
at the end of the day, 3 months is not enough to be around your child, you know. I know what I'm doing for the big pictures for her, but she doesn't understand that fully yet. Maybe when she gets older. This is not the dentist. At least all your teeth came in now. I like it. All right, yep. I know it's time to go now. All right, I'll talk to you later, baby. Bye-bye. Bye. Have fun. That's really one of the main reasons why, you know, I want to retire, because, you know, I miss my daughter.
Ancora Mbakwe, chiuso stavolta, non è fallo, sì fallo di Robert. Fallo di Robert. Che realizza il premio, sono 7 per lui. 6-7-6-2, 5 punti da recuperare per la Juve, 3-43 alla sirena finale. Partita infinita, perché nonostante tutto è ancora a meno 4, ancora a meno 4.
I care about my legacy here while I'm here, but once I'm done playing basketball and back in the States, I won't think about that anymore, because, you know, I'm already turned the page, and, you know, I might reminisce once in a while, but if I do in the present, I do what I have to do, my legacy should be intact and be good. But once I'm done, you know, if somebody, you know, think I was a selfish player or a dirty player, that's fine. But I think, you know, as I stayed in one country long enough, I think people got to see what type of player I am, what type of person I am on and off the court. So I think my legacy will define itself more of somebody's just opinion about me.
Looking back, I would definitely have done it again. For the experience, it was a great experience for me. I got to travel, see the world, see just a different culture, play basketball, you know, at a high level, in a different culture. And, you know, I just feel like, you know, being from the inner city, having played in the States, and then having the chance to go overseas and just see, you know, a different way of life. It's just great, man. I never grew up thinking that I would see Europe and go be able to play there, and you know, so I was able to learn a lot and see a lot.
You know, I don't think I'm a big motivational speaker or nothing, but I feel like I can give y'all some gems to help y'all along the way, regardless if y'all need them now, in college or after college, because, you know, as I will explain, I've been pretty busy so far in my basketball career, so I have a couple questions. Who wants to play college basketball? All right. Who wants to play in the NBA? All right. Who would want to play overseas basketball? Okay. Well, I've done all three.
I got my pedal to the floor, no plans of letting up. I got some money in my pocket, but my money ain't enough. My motivation elevated, man. It's time to step it out. My motivation elevated, man. It's time to step it out. I got my pedal to the floor, no plans of letting up. I got some money in my pocket, but my money ain't enough. My motivation elevated, man. It's time to step it out. My motivation elevated, man. It's time to step it out. See, I'm dreaming till existence and grinding for my achievements. While other niggas just won't believe it until they see it. Stat out here, nigga from the A to the P, and what's goody? Good morning, good evening. All my go-getters go and get it round all 4 seasons. If you ain't bringing me to the table, don't come to the meeting. I'm a Hub City native, you can take it or leave it. My logic and moving silent is the fact that we eating. I've been 10 toes down since Grand Hill Feeders. I played the game while you niggas watch the plays for the bleachers. We be winning so much, niggas say that we cheating. Cause they bitches keep texting, trying to stay for the weekend. They know we macking. So baby, what's happening? Let's get it right. She wanna be involved with a nigga that's living life. She the homies got a model, get paper, get placed. Make money, make more. Quick wait. I got my pedal to the floor, no plans of letting up. I got some money in my pocket, but my money ain't enough. My motivation elevated, man. It's time to step it out. My motivation elevated, man. It's time to step it out. I got my pedal to the floor, no plans of letting up. I got some money in my pocket, but my money ain't enough. My motivation elevated, man. It's time to step it out. My motivation elevated, man. It's time to step it out.
Look, see me hopping out that new thing. All white, double R, max chillin', man. All my problems, roll them up and smoke a Mary Jane. This rolling keep me on time and money keep me sane. I love it when a nigga hustle, built it ground up, feeling like I'm Mr. Russell Simmons. Ain't shit in life giving, I'ma work until the finish, seed planted in the ceiling. Now my life's elevated, won't stop in greatness on some outer world spaceship. Watch born in my ghetto ways, plenty whips, plenty change, I'm a runaway slave. I won't be played, unless it's in your stereo or on the airwaves. Damn, a nigga so paid, living life in the shade. Only time I see light is when a nigga's in the days. Yeah, it's straight legend, peace that.
Hub City Natives Originals.
Every day.
Oh yeah.
Just living in a dream. Every day.
What's good, Jay Anthony?
I'm wandering free.
Good looking.
Just living
Grind
in a
music.
dream.
Oh
Every
yeah.
day.
Growing up in the era where they selling dope. My hoop dreams of playing ball was my only hope. But really trying to go pro, you ain't even knowing. Can't believe manage off being broke, but it won't even show. Jobs laying off, we barely paying rent. But I had a jump shot and I can run and sprint. Got my dribbles up the par, started going hard. Schooling niggas in the gym and at the park. If these buckets was money, I stuff a wallet out. Has he stepped back, triple, I'm trying to stall you out. Thinking about how they played me short through the grapevine. That's why I had to get ignored from the baseline. Next time you see me coming, better give me space. It's gonna end with a in a stinky face. I'm to the bank where the fiberglass is. It ain't too many that can match my passion, even come close matching. Real talk.
Just living in a dream. Every day. Just living in a dream. Every day. I'm wandering free. Just